You'll see what Scientology is doing today. Alrighty. I don't always drive by depending on which way I come in, so I don't know what they're up to today. I come in a different way. So, it's been a few days since I've been out. It's wonderful weather today. Wonderful weather. I had to come out today because tomorrow it's going to rain. So, I didn't want to come when it was raining. Let's see, do they have a table out? I usually can't tell from this far away. So, don't see a table today, but it does look like their door is open. So I need to get them with something like quick. What can I get them quick? Because they was quick last time. They closed the door. So she's all in black. Is she going in? Yep, she saw me. Darn it. I start from way back there so they won't see me. She's like, I gotta get up there now before she comes to the door. That's okay. They pretty much all heard what I have to say. So, that's fine. Look how fast they are today. You guys are on it. Man, they're almost all closed up before I got here. Check that out. Alrighty. I like setting up right here. So I think we will. I see two people are here. Alright. I'm going to be moving the camera for a second. I got to raise it up. So look away till I get that done. Alrighty. I got to talking to a lady down there while I was setting up. We got to talking about Tom Cruise for a few minutes. That was an interesting conversation. It's good to hear what people think that don't know about Scientology, what they think of the old Tom Cruise. Live chat, all messages. Hi, Hitzel! All right. Awesome, thank you. I think it's just you and me right now. That's all right. I almost didn't come today. I was to get moving this morning. It was cold in my house. But I looked at the weather and it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. And said I have to go today. I have to. Alrighty. Let's get this. I was like, it's so nice today. I only had to pack 3 bottles of water instead of 4 or 5. So, yeah. But they saw me coming. I saw this girl in black walking really fast, and I'm like, oh no, I was right. She ran in and closed the door. They had the blinds closed, almost all the way closed. There's some more people in black. They're coming out that side door over here. All right, let me put this away. There we go. Alrighty, guys. I'll turn around for just a second to say hi. Let's see, is that close? Oh, nope, second one. Alright. Both phones are completely different. The other phone, it's farther away the second time. It just depends on what dang phone I'm in. So, I like coming this time of day. I like being around here close to 5. And I like to be here at least for 1 or 2 class changes. So around 4 o'clock, I think there's a class change. Because I get people stopping. I'm walking up the road with my wagon, and this guy's walking with me and talking to me. He knew all about it. He's like, so you're going to be talking to them in Scientology? I go, I'd like to, but they won't talk to me. So they close up as soon as I get there. But I do let them know that there's a foundation that they can contact We were out there Halloween. Whoa! How did I miss that? I didn't even check. Was Halloween, what day of the week was that? Because I was out here when people were dressed up last week, but I don't remember what day that was. But people dress up, you know, all different days that week, so I was surprised to see so many people dressed up like that. Oh, yeah, because it was the day, I missed the memo where they said everybody was going to dress up like an alien. I missed that completely because I would have done it. But I've been kind of out of it. I was listening to Aaron and Natalie on the way here talking about that lawsuit with Delphi. I got some more information because I was talking about that a lot the last week or so. Because I like to talk about that really loud. Thursday after you, yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad. That was a good day to be out here. So that works. That means we covered the whole day. Well, not the whole day, but you know, most of it. I like that.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. So we got a class change, it looks like right now. I should move down. It's pretty dead right here. We'll see what happens. I might move down because it's nicer today. It's shadier. I don't have to worry about getting baked. So I could stand in the sun for a little while now. So I like being on that corner because I can get people coming from different directions. Hi, Irish. How are you? And I almost didn't make it. It got cold last night. We went from Pitzelnose. We go from winter to summer to winter. There's nothing in between. I was using my air conditioner, and now I'm using the heater within 24 hours. School in Marble Falls. Oh, we might have to take a trip. Yeah, we might have to take a road trip one day just to stand outside the school. Good information. Oh, I didn't turn off my notifications. Darn it. I didn't do any. Okay. I know I don't have too many people on right now, but I was so out of it today. I messed up my makeup twice. I almost forgot my backpack. I was just totally out of sorts. Just totally. So then, as I was getting everything together, because I do it last minute, there's a lady up there that sells jewelry, and she was afraid I was going live right by her. And I said, no, my sign's right there. I said, no, I go protest Scientology, and we got into a conversation. But because I was talking to her, I didn't get a thumbnail ready. I didn't get my description good. I just threw it on there and hope for the best. But we talked for a few minutes, and she didn't have a very good opinion of Tom Cruise, and it didn't even have a lot to do with Scientology, but it did a little. She knew about that. And I told her, I said, Tom Cruise knows exactly what's going on because he's used slave labor on his property. Hey, bench guy, how are you? All right. We got a lot of foot traffic. Oh, look at the puppies. Look at the puppy. Oh. Oops. Poor puppy. If you're gonna walk your dog down a city street, you should bring a doo-doo bag. They just left their poopy on the sidewalk. Somebody's gonna step in it. If I had something to go pick it up, I would, but I don't. Somebody's gonna step in that and be really ticked. So, these notifications are gonna drive me crazy. All right, let me see if I can at least get the volume turned down on them. Hold on. So you guys don't have to hear it. There we go. Let's at least do that. One day I was driving home and I had my earbud in listening to Natalie or something. And I happened to be signed into our camera on the front porch. And the dogs were outside going up and down, up and down, up and down. And I contacted my husband and I said, sign into the camera, because I couldn't sign out and drive. I said, sign into the camera. If I hear it beep one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. So, but we're here today because tomorrow is supposed to rain all day. So let's turn it a little bit. Let me walk back so we can get the door and the sidewalk. There we go. So we can get both like that. Let's see, who else? So how are you guys today? I got stuff to talk about today. I got more information on that Delphi Academy stuff from Aaron and Natalie. We've got names. Because I went off on it last week. And I do repeat myself a lot because when I see a new group coming by, I say things very loud, hoping to get their attention. So, but yeah, if there's a school in Marble Falls, if it has like a storefront or something, I definitely... It is quiet. It's between classes. Because if you remember... Let me turn. Oh, there's a tree. Sorry. This is the... You know, traffic was light too. So I'm wondering if there's something going on and there isn't classes. But I've seen enough people. Class changes around the hour mark. So I have a feeling I'll get... But yeah, you're right. It is kind of quiet. I kind of felt that driving in. The parking garage I go in is usually more full. So something's going on. It's a boarding school, middle school, and high school. Wow. I didn't think they had enough Scientologists in Texas to have something like that. Everyone... Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll tell you why. There was a channel that I watched, and they kept saying, we're not political. Or I don't even know if they said it, but they weren't. And then a few months ago, they got that way, and I stopped watching, because that's not what I went there to watch. I didn't unsubscribe. I wouldn't do that. But I figured I'm just going to give them a break till after the election, and then I might go back. So, because I've always said I don't do politics, I'm still not going to. So, I hope everybody got the result they wanted. That's all I can say. But yeah. Yeah. I was actually quite surprised. I really was surprised. But it'll work itself out in the end, I hope. My first thought was, whoever gets elected, we need to figure out how to get information to that person to look into Scientology. How do we get a hold of the president and let them know, hey Ice to see, how are you? How can we get a hold of the president and get this information to them about Scientology that they probably don't know? I mean, we're trying to do it at the grassroots level with the city councils and all that. Oh, did y'all watch Matt a few days ago? At I think it was the commissioners meeting. I woke my husband up. Because when he got up and said his thing, the next thing I know, he's sitting in is the biggest contributor. Yeah, I know. I heard that. Yeah. So that's the problem. People that don't know about Scientology and have met Scientologists just think, oh, well, they're so nice, though. And they seem okay. And I'm like, but you don't understand. Not even Scientologists know of all the abuses that are going on because they're not allowed to talk to each other. They don't have any idea what's going on in Dallas or California or Australia unless it's happened to them. You missed it? Yeah, right. I thought they were leaving. Next thing I know, he's in a room making a complaint about what happened with those girls and what that cop said. And I didn't know about that till he got up. I still haven't watched Nora's video about it. I need to. It was my husband's weekend right now. So we were doing weekend things. Policies require child abuse. Yes. Yeah, I know. You need 2 signs you can put on their sides of that personality. Ha! Good idea. Good idea. I usually stand a little bit closer, but to get the sidewalk and the door, I have to be. Audit LA's council meeting this morning. Oh, another one. Cool. I will. Anyway, so I guess the gist is, when these girls tried to escape Scientology in LA, the live streamers were there. I don't know the specifics, but they called somebody and they took them right back to Scientology. And one of the officers, maybe a detective, a citizen slowed down in their car and asked what was going on because all the cop cars, and that jerk said, "Oh, don't mind them, they're just here to unalive a cop," which had nothing to do with what they were there for. I guess Matt went off. He said he was sorry for going off like he did, but I don't blame him, because that was completely inappropriate and dangerous to say. I mean, it's been a year now that they've been going there, and there's not one time have they had a credible incident of protester being violent. Not once. Valenzuela, yeah. Yeah, I remember his name now. Yeah. So somebody said Nora did a really good overview of it with different angles. I need to go watch it. But I knew right then, though, if they took them back, they're gone. We all know what they do. Nora and Kelly, that's right. We know what they do when somebody causes a flap in Scientology. They move them. They're probably in another country by now, at least in another city. Or they send them out to Imp Base where they can put them under lock and key. Because, now they're a possible escape artist, and they'll lock them up with a guard. Or put them on the RPF, or, all those things they do. They are public, though. Honestly, it is making the crooked cops look bad, and now people see it. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I was talking about that with my husband. When he woke up later. Because I woke my husband up, I said, they're taking his complaint about this. And I showed it to him. Because my husband, if you don't know, works nights. He's usually asleep during the day. And later on, we talked about it. And I said, we were almost coming up with a plan. We really need to sit down and take all video footage from every streamer, every time those cops did something crooked, and edit it all into one video. And so I was like, he says, well, you should do it. I go, I don't have the skills or time to do all that. But I said, nobody really would. But if we got a handful of people that, I know, if we had a handful of people that we could assign streamers to, and they could contact that streamer or go through that streamer's footage and get mostly the LA streamers, and get all the footage of all the times the LAPD was crooked, and put it into one long video and just send that. I mean, there's hundreds of hours. Yeah, I know. Ethics handling. Oh, I know. I don't care. Haggis Basher. I mean, they can go on my channel and watch me. There was one day I was leaving in my truck, and they were trying to be stealthy to take a picture. And I rolled down my window and I said, my channel is Miss Kim SP. You can go on there and take all the pictures you want. I'm like, I'm a live streamer. I'm not private. I know, right? So, yeah, I want to see about if we could get a group of people together to really work on that. I wish we would have thought I did think of it a long time ago, like a couple months after they really started doing that, when they were doing all the false calls. I wish we would have started then, because now there's so much footage to go through. Or they could contact each streamer and say, hey, can you send us all the video of when the LAPD was looking crooked? They need footage for the propaganda films they make the Scientologists watch. Oh, okay. Well, they can just take clips of me from my channel. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, I tried to talk. I should have talked more. I should have talked louder. If he comes back out, I'm going to be louder about the child abuse and the child essay they cover up. But he didn't get nothing juicy out of me. Yeah. Yeah. That's why they run from us. I know, we're so, I'm so, I'm like, yes, I'm so menacing. I'm such a menacing looking person with my cane and my wagon. Sometimes my chair. OT10 powers, scatter and hide. Yeah, I'm a suppressive. I exude suppressive vibes. That's why they can't talk to me. I've asked them that before. What did they say? If communication is the universal solvent, why aren't you allowed to talk to me? Because I tried to talk to him about Dianetics one day. I had questions. No, nobody wanted to talk to me. Oh, you guys need to see the one. I need to go in and clip it. When I walked up and they had these girls or something sitting here, and I'm trying to talk to them, and this woman had her back to me, but if I moved, she would move in front of me. And she did it once. I knew if I moved again, she'd do it again. So I just said, you can't block what I'm saying. She can still hear me. And then she acted like she didn't hear me. You can tell I'm loud. I do not care. I really don't. I have no, what's the word I want? I've talked about it before. I have that old lady syndrome, okay? My kids are grown. I don't have a job. I don't have anybody relying on me. So I got nothing to lose. So don't mess with me. Although I do have a job now, sort of. I haven't finished all the process yet. But it's kind of weird to say that after 14 years. Because, I mean, I've worked since I was 17 years old, till I physically couldn't work anymore.
So well, like it's nice.
Gotta get some water. Yeah, I'm not seeing the foot traffic I normally see. What time is it? There should be, if there's classes today, I should be seeing a class change in the next few minutes. I really need to look up the schedule. I know at 5 o'clock, around 10 minutes till they really start coming across, because you know their classes are about 45, 50 minutes, right? My first job, I was 14. Well, technically, I was working at 12. I babysat. And I tried to get a job at 15. I even rode my bike to the horse racing track, and I was ready to muck stalls because my mom was a single mom. We didn't have no money, and I needed extra money. And back then, you couldn't get a job without a work permit, and you had to be 16. I was so mad. And I had to bully my mom into letting me get a job at 17. Yeah. Oh, crap. My new boss is calling me and I can't answer. Whoops. I cannot picture you shoveling shit. Yeah, I've done it. I'm not afraid to work. I've worked a lot of I have worked every fast food restaurant known to man. Because being an army wife, it was hard for me to get into a career thinking he was always going to move, not knowing he was going to get stationed here for 17 years. I finally did end up getting an on-post job. I delivered pizza 3 times. I've worked McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. Let me think. I know there's more. Well, Domino's and Pizza Hut, because I delivered. There's more, I just can't think of it. But there's a few. There's many times I've worked 2 jobs. Oh, Arby's, because I had my home daycare and I was working at Arby's part-time. Yep. I worked a lot of jobs too, yeah. So my husband's, usually his paycheck paid the bills. But in the Army, you can get paid the 1st and 15th, or you can get paid the 1st, once a month. We did that because all of our bills were due on the 1st. Well, it was really difficult to make that last till the end of the month, so I always had some sort of income so that we had money towards the end of the month, or different times of the month. And we're still having that issue. It's still hard to make it. We're not very good at budgeting. I should be a lot better. I haven't done any real protesting yet because I have had hardly anybody walk by. Hi, thank you.
Book Scientology.
I'm far enough in, I should be fine. I can't help what other people do on my stream. I don't know if any of you were here the one day I had to cover the camera because somebody was walking down the street with their butt hanging out. Their pants were falling off. I mean, literally, they were. I think he was on something. Yeah. Normally, I have more to say, but I'm just not getting enough people walking. You know what? I might have to move. There's something going on today. Yeah, it was a while back. Yeah, I've been lucky though, because you guys worry about me sometimes, but other than them 2 really loud incidents and a couple we weren't quite sure about, it's been pretty okay. It's been, let's see, I've been out here since February. It's November. Not quite a year yet. So, I mean, it's been pretty... I wanted to come yesterday, but my husband said if I came yesterday, he wanted to come with me. And I said, I get that it was election day, but, I mean, really, what did he think was going to be that different? I was going to let him come. But we ended up... Since it was his weekend, we had errands we had to run. And it rained a little bit. I had to come today because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Yeah. Honestly, I thought I would have actually more trouble than I've had. Yeah, best to be safe than sorry. Yeah, Irish, for sure. Matter of fact, now, because remember that one girl that came up behind me a couple weeks ago? And I was like, because I was trying to tell her the camera wasn't pointed at her. Bring Tom with a sign. I know, he won't actually do that. He doesn't want to be on camera if he can help it. But he'll sit over there on the bench and watch me. He's come a couple times. He supports me, but he doesn't want to be actively, mainly because of his job. He's in security. He doesn't want to have any trouble with that. But I'm like, if you're not doing anything illegal, there's nothing they can do. Yeah, she was not all there. Well, this is what he said. She didn't give me a bad vibe. He said, but this is what because he's dealt with being in security at night for, 12 years. Mostly in North Austin. and he has to deal with them in Waco right now. He said, yeah, she's okay until she sees a snake coming out of the back of your head and she wants to stab it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I'm going to be way more on guard from now on. When he said that, I was like, whew. Yeah. It's been a long time, though. I mean, long time. I got out in 1990. I tried to go back in 97, but then I realized I was kind of glad that the recruiter kind of he-hauled around, because when you bring somebody back in, you don't get the same recognition as a recruiter than somebody new. So he kind of he-hauled around for months and months and months. And I'm kind of glad he did, because we had small kids at the time. Both of us being active duty would have been difficult. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do that. Yeah, if I'd have been the one to go in active duty, I was going to go to college and be an officer. But my husband went in before I ever got any of that done. Anyway, I'm thinking about moving closer to the corner. I am not seeing the traffic we normally get. And I didn't see traffic on the freeway. Nothing, no slowdown on the freeway today. That never happens. There's something, maybe that, you know what? Maybe it's not an official thing, but maybe a lot of people called off because they stayed up late to watch election. I don't know. Or did they cancel classes today? But you would think they would cancel classes the day of for voting. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask somebody. Yeah. Yeah, you would be surprised. They don't teach you as much hand-to-hand combat as you would think in basic training. That has to be something more specialized, because you only have 8 weeks. Of course, I don't know what the training's like anymore. I did it in the 80s. It's a mixture of unhoused people and people needing mental health. Yeah. Yeah. And that girl, because we've seen her quite a few times now, thank you. She looks like she's not unhoused. She looks like she has a place to live, and she's just off her meds. So, I mean, if she's unhoused, she's a very clean, well-dressed unhoused. But yeah. But my husband, he didn't used to have too many problems in Waco until recently, and he found out from the cops, because he'll stop and talk to the cops sometimes at night because they got nothing to do. And they said Dallas and Houston and San Antonio are giving bus tickets to their homeless to Austin and to Waco. And because he saw a big influx. Could be a Narcanon person being paid to harass. Definitely could be. I need to see if we have a Narcanon. Yeah. Remember the guy that tried to come at me, and Colin protected me, and he ended up getting arrested because he stopped traffic? I never saw that guy before that day, and I have not seen him since. And that was months ago. So, because usually what the pizza guy told me down the street, he said he knows the neighborhood people. And he says, you can always tell when a lot of them have gotten in trouble and they get remanded to like 30 days in the hospital, like get taken care of. Because he says they'll all come back at like the same time, and you'll have this influx. And so I thought I would see that guy again after 30 days. It's been like 3-4 months, I think. So, yeah. Okay, we're starting to get some people. I'm going to get a little bit loud here. So if you guys didn't catch Natalie this morning, she talked about the Scientology school where they let somebody be a predator on the children there. And they gave a glowing review to go to another school, and he ended up going to prison for what he did to those 6 kids in the non-Scientology school. And I find out, all right, Hags Basher, thanks for stopping by. Come to find out, that guy wasn't even a Scientologist. And they protected him anyway. Because you can't go to the authorities and cause any flap for Scientology. So they gave him a glowing review instead of turning him into the cops. And then I find out, oh, we got to go to Marble Falls, Hitzel. Even if it's just to pass out our own stuff, I think we should make a trip. My first motorcycle trip with my women's riding club was to Marble Falls and back. And I wrecked on the way back. Yeah, we need to go down there. Let people know what's going on. I'm glad you found that out. If they're passing them out, I want to go down there. We can just go down and walk from business to business or something like that. Maybe just walk down the street with the sign. Just to let people know what's going on. And, you know, people will probably stop us and ask us. Yeah, let's do that before it gets too cold. Because it's near the river and it might get kind of cool. If you want to go, let me know. We'll see if we can get anybody else to go too. Maybe we could cover both sides of the street and just walk downtown. It's kind of a fairly smallish town. It's not that small. And it's a big tourist attraction. Big tourist area. Especially on the weekend, a lot of motorcycle groups ride through there. There's the Bluebonnet Cafe is a big tourist stop. So yeah, we definitely got to do that. Definitely. Oh, I'm on that slope again and it's making my back hurt. I got to stop doing that. So back to the Delphi stuff. So they protect predators in Scientology. They protect predators in Scientology schools. They protect predators in Scientology daycares and don't even tell the parents when they assault their children. So now we have an adult who was assaulted as a child in a Scientology school who is suing said school for doing nothing about it to protect them, which is what school officials are supposed to do. So, A, they're going to win, and B, I can't wait till it's more in the news than it is now. Matter of fact, if anybody knows of an actual article that I can print out, I'll just type it up myself. I'm going to type up the story and I'm going to hand it out to people because that will get people's attention. Yeah, Bluebonnet Cafe. Yeah, we got to go down there. Go down there on like a Saturday or a Sunday. Sunday is a big tourist day down there because that's when we went. A lot of motorcycle clubs ride through there. I think we should try to do it on a Sunday. I'll just reschedule Dianetics or something. Saturday or Sunday, whichever. I think would be the best time. We can go eat at the Bluebonnet Cafe. That was, last time I was there when I wrecked, was January 2004. And it was completely my fault. So not only did they allow child predators in the school, so I know now the daycare was a separate story, and they had a child predator in a Scientology daycare that they protected and never told the parents that their children were SA'd by an employee, moved him on out of the daycare, and no one was ever told. I don't know how long ago that happened. Okay, Hitzel. We do know that the attacks on the Scientology kids happened 2011 to 2012. And that guy's in prison for 18 years, 17, 18 years. I don't know when he was put in prison. I didn't get those dates. Oh, and while I have you guys on here, Aaron put the word out. They're trying to find anyone that knew of any kind of shenanigans going on at the Delphi Academy in Los Angeles previous or during that year, not after, and to contact him at his email growing up in Scientology at Gmail, and he'll put you with the prosecutors on the case, or well, there's probably not. It's probably a civil suit. The lawyers in that case. I would love it if they would find more victims so they could do more of a class action. But he's one of the first known victims. And we know there couldn't have been just one. We know there wasn't. The guy went on to assault 6 kids at the Albert Einstein Academy because they gave him a glowing review to get him lost, to get him out of their hair, and all they did is cause more victims. They didn't have that information that I know of when they prosecuted him for the other kids, but he was prosecuted under criminal charges. Aaron said that it was Mueller that prosecuted that case. And so he also prosecuted Danny Masterson, so he already probably knew what a Stonewall Scientology was in the investigation. So he knew he was probably going to face prosecuting Danny Masterson. Oh, they are eyes to see. I believe all the Scientology schools are rife with child SA. It all is. It all is. It's nothing but a predator protecting organization. And I think that was on purpose because the original leader had issues. I've seen interviews of people that were young around LRH that said there was never anything inappropriate. I think maybe that person might not have seen something. I just can't believe it. I can't believe after the leader of this church was into black magic with Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons, and yet, he never did anything appropriate after he became a leader. I can't believe. You can't make me believe it. Because it's too much of a predator protecting organization. And like I've said before, I'm going to speak out about it, but I know in the back of my mind there are going to be predators that hear it and are going to go be Scientologists. And be like, hey, I want to sign up, because they know they're not going to get in any trouble, no matter what they do. So yeah, the more I delve into these people, the more I learn and the more I know how involved they were. So like early on, before I got more information, I thought, okay, maybe Tom Cruise doesn't know about the slave labor. He's up in the Celebrity Center. He's friends with the leader, and because we saw how David Miscavige would put on a show whenever he thought Tom Cruise might visit an org. He'd get rid of all the ugly people and bring in all the pretty people, and then he didn't even go. So I thought, well, maybe he is keeping it pristine for Tom Cruise. Maybe Tom Cruise doesn't know about the abuse. But then we find out that David Miscavige sent the slave labor of Scientology to Tom Cruise's house to do work on his property for free when the guy's worth $300 million or more. So right then, as soon as I heard that, Tom Cruise knows exactly what's going on in here. Wasn't there a lot of kids on the free ones with LRH? Yes, and that's what I'm talking about. It was the Commodore's Messenger, and it was all young girls in short shorts, 12, 13 years old, running his messages around the ship. And one of them that have written books, she said she never saw anything inappropriate. But maybe not her. Maybe I just can't. You can't make me believe that you put 12-year-olds in shorty shorts working with you every hour of the day and there's nothing inappropriate. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't interested in young people. I don't know. But we know that he didn't care about having sex outside of marriage. We know he didn't mind having multiple partners in the black magic because they were doing sex magic in this order. I did a story about it. If you go on my channel, I did just a story about the black magic part and what I found out. Because remember, he said that he was involved in it for the CIA to stop the black magic, and he did, when that was a complete lie. We know that. So yeah, highly suspect. Why would an organization protect child predators if the leader doesn't want it that way? I mean, I get that they also just don't want Scientology to look bad. Okay. You have to watch out for pedestrians, dummy. So, and then come to find out, my stomach hurts. I'm that upset. But yeah. So that's where the Commodore's messengers started. And then those same girls ended up, by the time they were like 20, they were in charge. They were at the highest level of being in charge of Scientology. People kowtowed to them. They were in charge. I can't remember what division they were in. It was either at Intface or in LA. But they were running the show. And I'm sorry, but if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. That's my opinion. It's my speculation. It's my opinion. I don't have proof. But now, I mean, I used to be one of those people years ago that thought celebrities were okay. If they were doing something good, you're like, oh, they're a nice person. Until now. Look at the last few years, all of this shenanigans, which is the nicest way I can put it, coming out in Hollywood and the music industry. And now I know when people have too much money, they do bad things because regular things aren't fun anymore. And they think they're above the rules. Well, LRH and David Miscavige not only think, but know they're above the rules. So, yeah, I don't believe. The only thing is, most people that were around at that time are either still in or probably not with us anymore. So, and that's the key, is most of them are still Scientologists and they would never speak out. So, I mean, look at what happens when girls try to run away from Scientology. The cops just take them right back. And people are going to hear about that, and they're going to make sure that story gets around. Well, they might not because they blew. But they might because it'll show that you can't get away. That they'll just bring you back. So, that could go either way depending on it. But we know they don't usually talk about stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down. I just got my printer working a couple days ago. It was out of ink. I'm gonna sit down and type up this story about the daycare in the school, because that's gonna pique people's interest. And on there, hi
there, my name is Leo.
Hi, Leo.
I'm a student here at UT. I'm actually doing a report on the Scientology bullying.
Really?
So I want to propose, I want the Scientology bullying gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I want like another institution that has some value in it, like an HEB.
Right. Oh, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah,
You guys need one, but that's not going to happen. They have too much money.
Yeah, so I'm trying to send like an open letter to UT Austin, and like I want to get an interview with you at some point.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I see you speaking here all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I able to get your contact info to schedule something like that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you my email. And then we can schedule that. Hold on. Let me get a pen. I had some of their pamphlets with my information on the back, but I ran out. Nope, I still got some. Bending over. I've been standing straight too long. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to talk to our Congress people. We've got people like me all over the world now.
Oh, wow.
And our biggest thing is we want hearings into their tax exempt status.
Right.
And what's hard about that is when they bullied the IRS in '96 to get tax exempt status back, they got extra caveats in there so that there's There used to be 4 reasons you could go after somebody with taxes and status. They only left one open, and that's criminal. But we're working on it.
Are you just a citizen, or are you involved in politics as well?
No, I'm just a citizen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just. And people ask me, you know, is it because I'm a Christian? No. What brought me here was 2 years ago I knew nothing, and somebody popped in my feed that was an ex-member that had left, and I deep dived and binge watched like a year of his videos, and then it just started to blow up in LA. People were doing this in LA,
Right.
and then Scientologywontwin is my email. And what brought me here was when I heard they were opening in February across from the school. I didn't want them getting their claws in, y'all. Okay, so this is my channel. This is my email. And this is a list of all the channels that are involved, either ex-member channels, protest channels, people that just do news on Scientology. But yeah, I would be fine doing that. We could schedule something.
At gmail.com, right?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yep.
yeah, thank you so much. I think it's really helpful for me. Like, I want to change as much as you do as well, but it's so hard as a student.
Yeah, and the biggest issue is they have $1 billion in the bank, and so it makes them seem legitimate. But this last year, this is blown up. This is new. We have 200 channels on YouTube all working for the same thing, and I don't know much about social media, but I don't think there's ever been anything like that,
No.
where everybody's all working together. All these channels that are on sbtv.space are all working towards the same goal. So we're getting a little bit more, you know, attention. We're just still trying to get out of this bubble and get the media to pay attention, or the Congress to pay attention. And so right now, all I can do is let them know they can escape, and there's 2 foundations that'll help them. And I do still get people coming by that know nothing about Scientology. So it's still,
There's
but
a lot
most,
of like research into it over the
yeah,
last,
but 80% of y'all at least know Scientology bad. They don't know why, they just know don't go in there. And that's good enough. But there's that 20%. I came up a couple times and they had some freshmen and they had them bamboozled thinking they love bomb you. And then when I told them the real deal, they were like, and ran away. Literally walked really fast.
I support this so much.
Yeah, thank you so
I
much.
went inside, did a personality test, and just wanted to see what it was like. It was exactly as I expected. They were trying to like manipulate you into joining afterwards and doing.
Or sell you something. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like I actually bought a book just to have as a souvenir, so I could show my friends. Look, I went into the culture space.
Yeah. Because see, the biggest thing is they have to make money. And they have to keep stats up. And see, when I show up, or any of the other people that protest show up, they immediately close the doors and the blinds. So when I'm out here, they're not making money, and their slave labor doesn't get paid, and they don't get fed well. And then the staff, they're supposed to get $200 a week. If they don't make money, they don't get it either.
Right.
So they have to have a second job after 80 hours here just to pay rent.
It's funny because look at the fucking building. It's like
Money
I was-
only goes up. It
Yeah.
never comes down.
How many people works in here?
I think maybe about 20, 30 tops. And I only see the same maybe 20 what we call public, the ones that are like you and me that go in and pay for services.
Do they like engage with you?
No, they're not allowed to talk to me. No.
Are you
they're-
out here often?
Huh?
How often are you out?
I was coming 3 times a week. Just things got in the way in the last month or two, but because I live 75 miles from here, so it's a whole day thing. So I try to come down 3 times a week. There's other protesters that come out on different days.
How come you decided to start this? You have a negative
When
experience or-
So 2 years ago, I didn't know anything, and I was bedridden at the time. I've since had my back fixed. So I had all the time, and this guy popped into my feed one day. I didn't know anything, and he was an ex-member that had left and was talking about it. And I binge watched a year back of his videos and got really involved. And then last year, this SPTV thing and the protesters blew up. And now there's 200 channels doing what either doing what I'm doing or talking about it, all working towards trying to end them, or at least get their tax exempt status removed. It was the child abuse. It was all these ex-members that were indoctrinated as kids by their parents, that didn't know anything outside of Scientology. What you're seeing now is second, third generation. They're not really getting new members. And so they were born into it, and they think everybody outside is evil. They're not allowed to go on the internet. They're not allowed to have a phone, or it's nannied, so you can't get on the internet. They're not allowed to read any other books, nothing. They don't know anything. So I look at them as victims too. And there's 2 foundations that'll help them escape. How many religions do you know that have that? Exactly.
I gotta get the class, but I'll write you some questions.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks so much.
All right. It was the rampant child abuse that really brought me here, but it's abusive all throughout. The reason they do that, if you don't know their belief system, they don't have a deity. It's this tech, these forces, but they believe that they live multiple lives.
Yeah, once you go further into it, it becomes even
Right,
more
yeah, you have to pay the money to go up the OT levels when you find out about they're from another galaxy and all that. But they look at their kids as big beings in small bodies because last life they were an 80-year-old man. So they don't treat them like children. They don't nurture them. They don't care about them going to school. They want to get them into the Sea Org or into staff as soon as they can. And the kind of training they put them through at 10, 11, 12 years old to be an auditor with adults is abusive.
Right.
It's disgusting.
It's good you're out here. What's the camera for? Is it,
Which one now?
what's the camera for? Is it streaming?
Oh, I'm live streaming, yeah. Yeah. You want to be on camera? They like to see who I'm talking to. I don't have a very big channel, but it doesn't matter. Us coming, but like I said, we have about 100 protest channels around the world now. It started in LA for a couple good 2-3 months.
What's it called?
Let me give you a sptv.space is where you can find a list of all the channels.
SPTV.
.space. And you'll probably see me at the top. It'll show you who's live.
Nice. Okay, well I have 2 boys. Who's next talking to?
Thanks for stopping. All right, thank you. That's cool. Made me feel better. I finally got to talk to somebody. All right, let's see. Oh, hey, Marco, what's up? Oh, AA, you're here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what you want to know?
I saw your sign.
Uh-huh.
I know Scientology is a cult, I just don't really know why.
Okay. A religion you can leave. Scientology won't let you leave. There's 3 tiers of members. Do you guys mind being on camera? If you don't want to, I'll leave it on me. Huh? I'll leave it on me then. So they have 3 tiers of members. You have the public like Tom Cruise that come and do courses and pay a bunch of money. Then you have staff that sign a 2 to 5 year contract. They work 80 to 100 hours a week. They're supposed to get 200 a week, but if they don't make money, which they're not when I'm here, they don't get paid. So they end up working for free. Then you have the Sea Org, which is the slave labor. And Scientology families love to get their kids in at 12, 13, 14 years old in the Sea Org. They take them out of school. They work 110 hours a week, 7 days a week. They're supposed to get $50 a week for necessities, but if they don't make money, they don't get paid. And if they don't make money, they get fed beans and rice. And they sign a billion-year contract. You're not allowed to leave till you die. And we just had 2 girls in LA try to escape, and the LAPD's in their pocket because they've been there for so long and given so much money to the LAPD. They took the girls right back inside. We had 4 or 5 people recording it. And we've had people escape in the trunks of cars, run off the road, picked up at bus stations and taken back. That's why it's a cult, because they don't let people leave. And even if you're public, they don't want you to leave. And if you do leave, if somehow you get out and you have family and friends in Scientology, you have to disconnect. Even if you're married, you have to get a divorce because you're now an enemy to the church and you can't have any contact with anyone in Scientology. So that's the worst part. And then the child abuse is what brought me here. Because they think they've lived multiple lives, they don't look at their children as kids. They look at them like, okay, well, last life you were an 80-year-old man, and they treat them like adults in small bodies. So there's rampant child predators, and they cover up for them because you're not allowed to go to the authorities about another Scientologist. You're not allowed to sue another Scientologist. You're not even allowed to say anything bad about another Scientologist. It's so restrictive. And so child predators, they just get moved along and to another post. Right now, there is a lawsuit. He's an adult now, but when he was a kid, he went to a Scientology-run school, and he was essayed for a year by an employee, and instead of taking that employee to the authorities, they gave him a glowing review to go to another school to get rid of him, where he assaulted 6 more kids. Now he's in prison because that wasn't a Scientology school. And I just found out today, I was listening to it on the way here, he wasn't even a Scientologist. But because they won't never go to the authorities and make Scientology look bad, they got rid of him. Then there was a Scientology daycare, and they had a predator who was assaulting the children. They got rid of him and never told the parents. The parents never found out what happened. So that's just a couple stories. And then we've got all these adults that have come out, like all of these people right here that started channels, they were all put in as young children, like 7, 8, 9 years old, left at this place called the Ranch where they did manual labor all day, and because their parents were working for Scientology 80 hours a week. And in Sea Org now, you're allowed to get married, but you're not allowed to have kids anymore. So if you get pregnant, they will bus you to the clinic. So you're not allowed to have kids in Sea Org either. And even if you get married, they don't care. They'll send one of you to California and one of you to Australia for 5 years. So marriage and family does not mean anything in Scientology. It's a family destroying cult. Look at Tom Cruise. All 3 of his wives ran for the hills when they found out what it was like.
We're supposed to meet someone right now, but do you have a social media account?
Miss Kim SP on YouTube. Let me give you that, and there's 200 of us channels now, all working towards the same goal, and you can find them on sptv.space. You might find some young people that there's some TikTokers and stuff, and then this is my Miss Kim SP on YouTube. So sptv.space is the best way to find maybe a different person that you might mesh with better, and also the ex-members have channels. They don't necessarily all go out and protest, but they talk about their stories. And that's what I never watched a documentary or anything. I just listened to people tell their own stories, and it was heartbreaking.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping. That was awesome. Yes! That's what I'm here for. I know, the fact that they stopped. Okay. Right. I was afraid it was today and I forgot. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain, AA. So I made myself come out today because I'm not going to be able to come out tomorrow. So that's perfect. Just let me know what time that is for me. I think we figured out that was 8 a.m. for me. But that'll be awesome. I'm glad I didn't miss it. Sorry. Yes, it makes me wonder about possible pregnancy. Oh, let me go back. I missed something. There are many rumors LRH SH's daughter. He admitted to it in auditing sessions. People ratted him out. Makes sense. Maybe he didn't do anything with the young girls that work with him because he was messing with his own kids. I missed that one earlier. Hi, Marco. I saw you come in. Yep, Irish. Me too. That's what I'm here for. I was worried. Oh, God, that splits my ears. I must be near. I see fire trucks and ambulances all the time. It is a main road, though, too. But, oh, yeah, okay. I see what you're saying, eyes. Yeah, that would be horrible. But yeah, I was worried when I first got here. Even you guys were remarking that there wasn't a lot of foot traffic today. I was kind of worried, but If only one person stops and talks to me, I'm happy. That was worth coming. So, and the people just going by giving me a thumbs up makes a difference, because I've always said that it's not just about the information and all that. Them in there have to wonder why the protesters keep coming all the time, over and over and over and over again. They have to wonder, because they've seen I'm not some evil, horrible person. So I've gotten a couple of them to smile, because I figured if it's somebody I've seen a lot, I'm not going to say anything to them anymore. They've heard my spiel. So I just say, hi, how are you doing? And yeah. And the older lady that used to give me the eye roll all the time, she smiled. I'm like, if we can just show that we're not the kind of people they think we are, it'll make them think, I hope. She's old enough, she should know. I just feel like if you've been in it that many years, you should know something. You should know something's wrong. But by then, you're so into it, you can't get out. And we know that's probably the case in a lot of the members, that, the coercion and the pressure and the losing the family and losing a possible, especially staff. They might have a second job moonlighting with a Scientologist. It is so hard. They make it so hard to get out. So, I was hee-hawing around this morning, and I do sometimes. I'm like, I was up late watching TV with hubby, and it was cold this morning. But once I get in the car, once I get everything in the car, and I'm in the car, it's great. I'm like, hey, we're going. I'm usually listening to somebody, Natalie or somebody. I'm learning some new information. I haven't finished Natalie's show yet. And then when I get here and I talk to somebody, so I have to remind myself that on those days, that when I get here, it's always a good thing. I almost have never had, I think the whole time I've been here, like, one person didn't either stop or give me a thumbs up. So I think I've had interaction, maybe not long, but that's what matters. And, like you guys have said, people walking by just seeing my sign and not interacting with me, it's still going to maybe make them think, this woman's out here all the time. Why? Or the best ones are this. They walk by, they look at my sign, they look at the words of the building are clear up above the second floor. You would never know this is Scientology. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is right there. But it's still high. And they go like this, they look at me, they look at that, and they're like, I didn't even know they were here. That's worth it alone, just to put it in people's brains that they're here. They're really here. I see that 2 p.m. in South Africa is 8 a.m. in Austin. I hope I use the right time zone calculation. Austin, I'm same time zone. I live, well, it's 75 miles from the org. It's more like 60 miles, 60 miles to like the city limit. So I'm like right here. So yeah. So do you want to do it at 8 then? That's 8 or 9, whatever time you want to do. It's fine with me. I'm used to being up pretty early. Hubby usually gets home at 7 a.m., but he's off tonight. But the dogs, like this morning, I literally only had 4 hours sleep. But the dogs are on their schedule. They woke me up at 7. They're like, Mom, it's time for breakfast. I'm like, okay. Okay. 8's good. Let's do that. All right. I'll send you the link via email, or I need to so I can give you the link in the chat like I've done on my other live streams. We'll do it on, And you can, I think, I've never done it, but before I bring you on the stage, I think you can block your camera. So do you want to, yeah, I just put them on today. I missed my nails really bad. Yeah. I have 2 drawers full of nail stuff. I used to do the crap out of my nails. Anyway, what I was saying with UAA, you can just sit in the chat and talk and type. You can come on voice only. You can come on with your fate. However is comfortable for you is fine. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on tonight when I get home, so people will know we're going to be on. And so however you want to do it's fine with me. I'm trying to, because you're backstage when you hit that link, you don't automatically come on. But I can see you if your camera's on, and I'm trying to remember, I think I can mute, I know I can mute your mic. I think I can mute your video for you if you can't. So however you want to do it. I know it's weird. Like I said, when I started this, I didn't want to be on camera either. I still don't really like it. But one day I just said, what the heck, who cares? Pretty much. The one time I was on camera without makeup, I have to at least have my foundation on, was when we had the solar eclipse. Is it solar? And I had no intention on being on camera. I was just going to go film it, which turned out to be a complete disaster because I didn't have the right filter on my phone, and it was horrible. And I ended up turning it on me, and I never get pimples. I had this huge pimple because I flipped it around for a second. I was like, the one and only time. So, but yeah. So like I was doing something. Oh, the other night when I was supposed to do my late night and I was out of it, I went on voice only because my hair was sticking up. I just woke up, kind of. I'm fine to be on camera. Okay, that's fine. It'll come up whatever you have right there. Good to know. And we'll just see how it goes. I don't really think I need to write anything down. I'm just gonna, tell me your story, and I just want to talk to you. You have a lot of good information. You've given me a lot of good information. It's helped me a lot. So, yeah, and Cece was in my chat that one day too, and I heard, if it's the same Cece, she just did an interview with somebody. So I thought that was cool. I think we need to do that more often, bring you guys on. Because like I said, I don't feel the need at all to watch the Aftermath show or the documentaries. And I know they're good. I've done so much deep dive and listened to so many actual people that were in that I just never felt to take the time to watch a documentary. I think hearing it from somebody straight is enough. That was enough for me. For me, that was more compelling because I'm looking at the person that went through it. They're on their own channel. They're live usually. So that's what brought me here, is knowing what you guys have gone through and trying to stop it from happening to other people. Hey, Susan. How are you? We don't have a lot of foot traffic today. I think something's going on. Because I didn't even see that much during what I would think would be class change. I think something's going on. See what? This is early November. They wouldn't already be out for Thanksgiving. It's too early. And I do still see people look like they're coming from class. On vacation in Pigeon Forge. That's funny. We were supposed to have a family reunion down that way one year, but we could never make it. Either my husband couldn't take off or whatever. My husband's family's huge. So big. But, yeah, 'cause normally I try to be loud about things, the goings on, I'm just not having enough people walk by to do it. That's alright, I'm gonna try to be here Friday night. It's not gonna rain. I chalked your words in the alley on Halloween. AA. It was off cam. Orb empty. Oh, neat. Hi, Brian. How you doing? I'm not getting a lot of foot traffic today. So, I've had a couple people stop and talk to me. So, something's going on today. Because, like I said, the freeway, no slowdowns at all. I always hit something. So, I don't know what's going on. Either they didn't have the same classes or people are off. I don't know what the heck. See, this is Wednesday. No, they're in class. I don't know. On the way home, I might stop and ask. I've stopped and asked people before. You doing? That's good. Anyway, I don't know if you heard, but that one guy that stopped and I was giving him my information, he wants to do an interview with me. He's writing a story about Scientology in this building for school. I don't know if it's for like the newspaper or whatever. Because he's like, he wants Scientology gone and they want something useful in here like an HEV. And they really need something like that right here. Because the only thing they have is, I don't know if you can see, but right there on that corner is a Target. And they can, I see people with grocery bags. They do sell some groceries there, but probably not a lot. Yeah, Brian, I can understand that. I was so unfocused trying to get ready to come today. I almost forgot my backpack. I put my makeup on wrong, the wrong order. It was stupid. I was just so out of it. So I get not being focused. But like I said, once I get in the car, once I'm on the way here, once I listen to some Scientology stuff on the way here, I'm pumped when I get here. I like coming. Hang on, I'm gonna get some water. Yeah, I only had to bring 3 bottles of water today instead of 4 or 5. Because I don't even know if it was going to hit 80 today, which is amazing. In fact, what was hard about me moving is we went from AC yesterday to needing the heater this morning, and I didn't want to get out from under the blanket. I was sitting on the couch with my blanket, and I didn't want to get moving, but I didn't want to turn on the heater either. But I'm not complaining. It's finally cooled off. See, I started last year after the hard part of the winter was over. So I was just thinking yesterday, I'm like, I have to pull my gloves out. I need to make sure I got a good winter coat. I really don't. The words that you chalked, probably something you told us to say, because that has helped a great deal. Because when we first started doing this, we were yelling stuff about Xenu, and I almost put Xenu's army on my green shirts, and I never did get around to it, which I'm kind of glad. Because when you guys started telling us what would work and what wouldn't, you were like, look, most of the people in here don't know about Xenu. You have to get to OT3 to learn about Xenu. Even Aaron didn't know about Xenu till after he'd gotten out. Oh, it's okay, Scooter Mom. You're not missing much. You don't have to worry about doing any kind of catch up. It's been really light traffic today. I did have a couple people stop. There was one guy that stopped that wants to do an interview. He asked, if you noticed, he asked me for my phone number, and I didn't give it to him. I gave him my email. What I'll probably use is, I have a Google phone number that I plan to use for things like that. Hey, that's okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. Something you told us would work. Things to say to people inside that would work. And that's helped me a lot. I mean, like I said, we didn't know what we were doing when we started this at all. It was new. We were just doing our best, floundering around a bit. And mainly right at first, I didn't really do the Xenu thing much. Mainly at first, I think my big push was the SPTV Foundation, because I think it was fairly new then. So that was the thing I really kind of got loud at people about. I would, as they're walking away, I would yell them. I would say, hey, SPTV Foundation, it was created by members like yourself. I would love to hear from you. But they've all heard it before, so unless it's somebody I don't recognize, I will say it again. Someday we're going to get my new sign done. Tom's off tomorrow. I'm going to see. Matter of fact, I don't even need him to finish it. All I need him to do is give me the stuff. I will finish it. There's one piece we need to go back to Lowe's for. But man, I'm like, I don't know, maybe everybody played hooky today because it's so nice out. Because it rained a lot the last couple days. And today it was in the 70s. It was like the first really nice day. Maybe everybody played hooky. It's possible. I don't know, I might. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. Maybe just people stayed home. Or went out and did something fun. It is weird. I was so excited about it. See, right now we should be getting, in about 5 minutes, we should be getting like 100 people coming through. I'm going to move over like I normally do around 5.
Excuse me. Why do you think Scientology supports?
Because the cult won't let you leave. The religion will. They have 3 tiers of members, and their bottom tier,
Isn't there like a Sea Org or something?
Yeah, the Sea Org is the bottom level slave labor, and they sign a billion-year contract when they enter, which is usually between 12 and 14 years old. Their parents take them out of school and put them
I thought they're
in the
much
Sea Org.
older.
Huh?
The Sea Orgs that I've met, they're like older.
But they, trust me, they joined when they were teenagers.
Because we went in there to fuck with that.
Okay, well, Sea Org, when you enter Sea Org, you're in it for life. You sign a billion-year contract. Because they believe they live multiple lives. So when you enter Sea Org at 12 or 14 years old, you're in it for life. You can get married, but you're not allowed to have kids. If they get pregnant, they take them to the clinic. If you're married, they don't even really care. They'll send your spouse to Australia and you'll be in California. They don't care for like 5 years. So, and they were indoctrinated as kids. They don't know anything outside of Scientology. They're not allowed the internet. They don't watch TV. They work 100 hours a week, 7 days a week. They get fed and housed, but we know in Chicago, they opened a month after this one, they have 8 people to a studio apartment. And if they're not making money, which they're not when I'm here, they get fed beans and rice. They don't get medical care. That's why when you see the really old people in uniform, they're stooped like this, all of them, because they've had no good, decent nutrition, no medical care. Um, so that's
How do they even make money when
Yeah, that's
people
what I
are
was-
here?
the
Like when
public.
you-
The
How?
third level is public because it's a pay to play. Everything you do in here, you have to pay for. Everything. Every level you go up, you pay for.
When we went in there, they were pressing us so hard about it.
Yeah, Tom Cruise and the leader are best friends. And see, like Tom Cruise, we have billionaires that have given $100 million to hit this. Nancy Cartwright, Bart Simpson's voice, she's given $50 million. She's a member.
To here?
Yeah. They have $1 billion in the bank in offshore accounts
That's so
because they're all around the world. So that's how they have so much power to not get investigated for all the abuse inside.
Have you ever like gone inside and like fucked?
No, because I started the week before they opened. When I heard they were open and I came down, I didn't know I'd still be here.
What's your like connection and why?
Nothing. 2 years ago, I didn't know anything. I was bedridden with my back. I'm obviously better now.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of time, and this guy was in my YouTube feed, and he's an ex-member, and I started listening.
Of course it's
Yes,
cold.
it is. And so I binge watched like a year of his videos, and then I started watching. And so I've never watched a documentary or anything. I've listened to ex-members who have escaped tell me their stories.
That's crazy.
And because they think they live multiple lives, they don't treat their kids like kids. They
Yeah, I've
they
heard
actually had this conversation. This one girl, Laura, she's on the list here. Her last conversation with her dad, because you have to disconnect if you leave. You can't ever talk to your family or friends again. He said to her, she says, I don't understand why you're upset. You're not really my daughter, and I'm not really your dad. In your last life, you were probably an 80-year-old man. Because they believe when you die, you go to a new baby body and you start over.
That's terrible.
And so that's why there's rampant child assault. And it's abusive all over, all the way up to the elderly Sea Org, because you have to work for them for life. When you get too old to work for them, they stick you in a house with a bunch of other Sea Org elderly, take your Social Security, and they take credit cards out in your name without your knowledge. And because when you die, it'll be gone. So credit card fraud is big. Mike Brown, he's on the list too. Because these people on this list were put in at 7, 8, 9 years old, and were working manual labor at 8 years old.
Where
in
at?
California? A place called the Sea Cadets. It was prior to Sea Org, and their parents were in Sea Org. That was back when they let you have kids in Sea Org. They don't let you. Last 20 years they haven't. But anyway, Mike Brown, he ended up escaping at like 17, 18, and he went in the Army. Last year, he's been in the Army about 20 years. His mom has been working in the Sea Org for 40 years. He went and stole her and helped her escape, and she found out she was $160,000 in debt. That they just did. They have your information, they fake the applications, and they take out. It's all about money. It's all about money.
Yeah, they were pressing us for like a $5 book. They were like, you have $5.
Because they have stats that they have to put in every week, and they have to hit, and money never comes down. So if they don't make money, if they're in the Sea Org, they're eating beans and rice, and they're not getting paid. Then the staff are supposed to get $200 a week. If they don't make money, they don't get paid. And a lot of them they work here 80 hours a week, and then they go have a moonlight job to pay rent. There was a guy that walked by that said he signed up for staff in here. I think he wasn't a member. He thought it was like a job. And he was having to go to another church to get fed, like their soup kitchen, because he wasn't getting paid in here. This was a few years ago.
There
So
was
that,
someone we met that was like staff. She said she wasn't Sea Org.
Right.
She said Sea Org was like above her, and there was only like 2 levels. It was
Yeah.
like her and then Sea Org.
Is it on?
yeah.
Do they
Well,
harass
they don't talk about the public. That's what they call regular members that pay to go up the bridge. And to go up that bridge to get to the top level can run you about $150,000 at least.
What do you get out of this?
Nothing. They really do think that when you go up the OT levels, that when you get to OT 8, that you have powers over matter, energy, space, and time, and that you can control. Tom Cruise believes this. He thinks that he cured himself of dyslexia, and that, like, if all and they're lying to themselves. They know they can't really do it. But once you've gotten that high and you're that ensconced, you can't leave, even if you don't believe anymore. Says they don't find out about the space stuff and the aliens and stuff till OT3. So a lot of these people in here that are staff in Sea York don't even know that story yet.
Wait, what's space stuff?
Have you ever seen a South Park episode about Tom Cruise and John Travolta and about okay, when you get to OT3, you find out that Scientology, the Thetans, okay, what we would call spirit or soul, they call body Thetans, were brought here 75 million years ago from another galaxy that was overcrowded, and Xenu, this galactic overlord, this is the truth, I am not making this shit up, brought them here, dropped them in volcanoes, killed them, and then their, they call Thetans, we would call souls, was hanging around, and when humans started coming, they started taking over bodies. And when that body dies, they go to the next body.
Am I a Thetan?
What?
Am I a Thetan?
Body Thetan. A body Thetan.
So I'm a body. So I'm an alien. Wait, like an alien?
Yeah, you're a entity that has lived multiple lives from 75 million years ago, and originally from another galaxy. But most of the people in here don't know that.
Because when we went in there, we went in there just to fuck around.
I see that. I hope you didn't give me your real information.
Oh, hell no. We didn't.
They will never leave you alone.
No, we didn't give them phone number. We didn't, like, they wanted me to pay for like $1. I was like, fuck no, I don't want to have my credit card on there and everything like
You're
that.
smart. Because they I know people that did something like that, and 30 years have gone by, and they've moved twice, and they still found them to send them stuff. They'll never leave you alone.
Well,
Thanks for the recap. We love you guys to
oh yeah.
All right. Thanks for stopping, guys. Where'd my water go? I lost my water. Oh, I put it away. Talking too much, y'all. I'm sorry. I should have turned that around. I thought it was on me. Sorry, guys. I thought that was on me. Dang it. I got to remember to do that. I get so focused on talking to them, I totally forget about you guys. Sorry. Hey, Lady Smurf. How are you? Oh, good, eh? I'm glad you're feeling better. But yeah, I get to talking, and I forget about sometimes I do try to remember, and if we talk for a while, I'm like, hey, do you mind being on camera? I should have turned it around. I'll try to remember that. Gotta remember to do that. They were actually very interested. So, that was pretty good. They didn't know, one guy kind of knew. Like he said, I don't know if you heard everything, but they went inside and they tried to sell him a $5 book. And everybody that has ever told me they've gone in, that's what, oh, hey, everybody's going across the street. I was supposed to move, remember? I should move. What time is it? I'm gonna move. Look away if you get motion sickness. I'm gonna move. All right. I forget what I was. Oh. Yeah, I gotta be a better camera person. I gotta remember to like turn it around or stuff like that. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Let's go over here. We'll stand over here. Ah, hang on. Give me just a second. I gotta get straightened out. I don't want to block anybody. Okay. Alright, let's get this straight. Hold on. I need to bring, because I'm on a slope. So let's see that. That looks straight. That looks pretty straight. Alright. Yeah. I hope he contacts me. Because he said he's writing a story on the building and that they want something else there like an HEB. And I said, I've heard that a lot. I mean, we know they're not using 50,000 square feet. This could be a nice size. And you know, what's funny is, well, if they weren't so dead set on being a big org, they could move their stuff upstairs and turn the bottom into an HEB. But they'd never do that. That's okay. I'm glad people are irritated about them being here. I don't know. David Miscavige seems to be more and more inclined to close orgs down or combine. So even if that's all we accomplish standing out here is, you know, they're not making enough money to be viable, I'd be happy with that. Totally happy with that. So I was listening to Natalie today about, let's see. Okay, so we found out a little bit more information about the lawsuit about the Scientology school that allowed, hold on. Oh, he's going, whoa. What just happened? I'm surrounded by stone buildings. That is so loud. So anyway, we found out more information about the Scientology school that allowed the child predator to assault the children, and instead of calling the authorities, because they're not allowed, they gave him a glowing review to go to the Einstein Academy, Albert Einstein Academy, where he assaulted 6 kids, and they did turn him in because it wasn't a Scientology school, and he's in prison for almost 18 years. I don't know exactly when he went to court and when he started his jail time, but the assault that the Delphi Academy is being sued for happened in 2011 to 2012. And we have a name, we have a time, and found out that Prosecutor Mueller, who prosecuted Danny Masterson, also prosecuted this Randy Jackson. And so he probably knew all about Scientology and how they stonewalled. And that's probably why he knew to push so hard in the second trial to get Scientology involved in the case. That's the only way they were ever going to win that case. So then I was telling those people that stopped by about the daycare. There was some girls with that one group. I was telling them about the Scientology daycare that allowed the children to be assaulted by a predator and booted him somewhere. I don't know where he went. I think they gave him a glowing review too, and never told the parents. I'm curious. That's a story I heard like last year. I need to go back and watch that again to get the information I need, because I don't know exactly when that happened. Are these kids adults now? Was it recent? They're still kids? I'm curious. And then, but you know, that's par for the course for Scientology. They would never turn anybody in for any reason. So I'm definitely going to keep this sign on my new sign, because this gets people to stop. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's a mess now. It needs fixed. But it says Scientology is a cult, ask me why, on both sides. And they do. It's worked a lot since school's been back in. That's why they stopped. Why is it cult? So it's a great conversation starter. It really is. It's good because I can hit them hard, quick. They don't let you leave. Child abuse. It's a really good conversation starter. So I know there's a lot of great signs out there, but you might want to recommend this one because it does start a lot of conversations. Okay, Susan, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Oh. So, we know that Scientology protects child predators. We know Scientology protects people like Danny Masterson that assaults women in Scientology. And both of those people are in prison because there were people brave enough to go to the authorities anyway in Danny Masterson's case. And I guess luckily, in a really morbid sense, that guy ended up at a regular school the next time. Because he could have just kept going from Scientology school to Scientology school to Scientology school for the rest of his life, you know? It's just makes me ill. It really does. And the fact that most of these people in here don't even know about it. So, like I said, now that I have my printer working, that's a really good story. It's factual. It's factual because the guy's in prison. It's factual because there's a lawsuit. So, I'm going to type that story up and I'm going to hand it out to people that maybe don't want to stop. And when I hand it to them, you know, people don't like to take paper. I'm going to say, look, this is a story you need to read. And, you know, unless they're a predator to themselves, most people that hear those stories, it's going to hit them in the feels. Because that's what got me here. Not necessarily those exact stories, but yeah. And I'm going to see if I can find actual, like he was reading, Aaron, because I was driving. Aaron was reading from an article, I think. So if I can go find that article, I'm going to put that link in that story so they can go see I'm not making stuff up. So let's see if I can do that tonight, next couple days. I won't be out here tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all day. I don't know what Friday looks like yet. But yeah, Hitzel just told me there's a Scientology school in Marble Falls. That's not that far from here. At all. I'm surprised, really, because I just don't see that many Scientology public coming in and out of this building to have a school. But I guess, I mean, it's kind of centrally located, so you could come up from San Antonio pretty easy because I don't know where I'm at. Marble Falls is west. I don't know if it's directly west or what, northwest. I know it's west. And you can follow the road it's on all the way to San Antonio. So maybe they got enough between those two places. But they said, Hitzel said it was a boarding school, so they could be sending their kids there from everywhere. And who's to say there isn't abuse going on there? Yeah, and that story I'm going to write up, I will have that ready if we go to Marble Falls. I really want to go. We're going to figure it out. Because Marble Falls is a very touristy town that people go to for vacations. A lot of motorcycle clubs ride there. That's how I went there with my motorcycle club. And so it's a big tourist destination in the hill country of Texas. So if we went on a weekend, I'm thinking instead of standing in one place, we'll figure it out. Maybe we will. But if we just walked around with a sign and some pass outs, I think we could get a lot of the businesses downtown on board and would understand what's going on, because they don't know. They don't know. Unless they've done the research that some of us have done, they don't know. So, I mean, look at all the places up north of here that have allowed body routers to put their pamphlets in their business because it says personality test. They make it sound great. They have no idea. And then Fitzel, when she tells them, they're like, oh, take it, take it, take it. Get rid of it. And that's what SPTV is for, to get the word out. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I still am trying to get up to Dallas. I was going to go visit my son in school, and then I was going to take him with me and go check it out. I don't know when we're going to get that together. He's in school. I don't know what good days are for him. He's trying to find an apartment. He's been staying in an extended stay since July, and it's a rat hole. It's pretty bad. The second night he was there, he had an altercation with somebody. He had to call the cops. We tried to tell him that. He thought he was going to do that the whole 2 years he was going to be up there. I'm like, I don't think you're going to like it. And I was right. So he's trying to get an apartment. It's not in the best neighborhood. Oh, I've had too much water today. Well, guys, oh no, I haven't been here 2 hours yet. I'll stay 2 hours. Let's see, what can I say loudly? There's people. I like sticking with the child predators. Scientology covers for child predators. If they are found to be assaulting children in Scientology, if it's a Scientology school, they'll give them a glowing review to go to another school where they assaulted 6 more kids and are now in prison because it was not a Scientology ran school. There was a Scientology daycare. The children in the daycare were assaulted by a predator, and they got rid of the guy and never told the parents what happened to their kids, because you're not allowed to say bad things about another Scientologist or ever go to the authorities on another Scientologist. You cover it up and move it along. People looked at me. That'll get in people's ears. Now, what I do see sometimes when I'm here after 5 is I see people coming back this way to go eat dinner from the apartments back here. You should see this building they're building. It's huge. My poor sign is so ratty. I will make it nice for you, Hitzel. I'm going to start it from scratch. It's falling apart. Yeah, I've been using it since February. So, it's gotten some work. But it's a good size and it's fairly light. So, like I said, I'm trying to get the other sign. We've been talking about this new sign since like March. If my husband's on here, he was going to sleep when I left. Tom, I'm just going to have him get all the stuff out for me, and the heat gun, and the drill, and we just got to put it together. That's all. It's on, thank you. I got a high, I don't know what you call that. I got a thumbs up. Yeah, you can see back here is parking garages and apartments and stuff. So there's a lot of traffic on this street. And also because behind me is the main entrance, so it's a good spot. It sucks that LRH figured out that too and bought this building. Scientology daycare, who watches the kids? John Wayne Gacy. I know, right? Ask one a sec that I don't know that. Whatever you want to. Something easy to read quick, I think. Depends on if we're going to stand still or walk around. You know what I might do is if we could do a kind of sign that we could hang around our neck so our hands are free. I don't know. I haven't done that yet. Because I don't mind carrying mine, but that's a cane, a camera, and a sign. So I've got some supplies too. Sandwich board. Yeah. Yeah. If you need some supplies, let me know. My husband has a whole workshop. It's so packed with crap right now. We need to clean it out. It's always too hot. That's something we got to do right before it gets wintertime. If we can clean that out, we got a lot of supplies out there, wood and all kinds of stuff. All right, I'm going to have to go, you guys. Oh, I'm on this weird slope. Let's see. I've been here almost 2 hours. I'm going to go, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I won't be out tomorrow because it's going to rain. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping to be out Friday evening. But it's cool. Marco from the future. Oh, I missed something. Oh, yeah, with 0 qualifications, for sure. I mean, we know they don't have any qualifications to work at their Narcanon, and you would think they would have to have some sort of training or certificate. So they don't have to have any qualifications to open a school. They just do. I don't know how they get away with that. If I tried to do that, I'd be in jail. Oh, you didn't get the right qualifications. All right, bye, you guys. I'll see y'all later. Oh, actually, me and AA are going to be on in the morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. So we're going to have a chat. It should be fun. I'll see y'all in the morning. Bye.